Hey guys, and welcome to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. It's the weekend, which means only one thing: it's time for that weekly news roundup. As always, we will begin with FPGA gaming news, the MiSTer, the Analogue Pocket, and well, any other FPGA gaming news out there that is worth reporting. After that, we will move over to some random and retro gaming news. Timestamps are available, so use those to navigate your way around the video. Before we go further in, guys, if you're not subscribed to the channel, then a subscription and a like is always super duper appreciated. If you wish to support the channel further, I do have a Patreon set up. Don't forget to check out the sponsor of the weekly news show, MiSTer Add-ons, an absolutely awesome family-run store that'll take care of all your MiSTer needs. And finally, before we begin, don't forget to check out London's best arcade, Free Play City, an absolutely awesome place to hang out. The Atari Jaguar. We recently got the Atari Jaguar core for the MiSTer FPGA. It was a joint effort, a lot of people involved, but the lead on this was definitely Grey Rogue. So they got it working. We had a version for the MiSTer that required a dual RAM MiSTer setup. And then we got a version that works on single SD RAM. Well, guess what? Grey Rogue has now got the Jaguar CD side working on the Atari Jaguar core. And that's the footage you're seeing. This is a game here called Primal Rage. And what's really interesting at the moment is, as usual, when this stuff begins, it starts with a dual RAM version. So in order to try this core out, at this moment in time, you will need a dual SD RAM setup. Now, Grey Rogue has said currently it's not really worth playing, just to wait a little while. And when I did try the core out, it took a little bit to kind of set up. I had to put in, so it supports like bin and Q files. I had to put in custom Q files with like the bin files, so no CHD support. Each game does take quite a bit of time to load. Like we're talking like maybe a good minute. It felt like ages, but it's not like when you're loading stuff on MiSTer, it's quick. It does take some time. Not all games are currently supported. However, it was definitely a lot of fun to test out and mess around with. So hopefully when there's other updates and it's easier to kind of launch and run, then I can do like a follow-up video, have a look at what new games are available. There's only a handful of games on this system anyway, so when the rest of the games start working again, I feel like that will be awesome. And maybe I can do a tutorial to show you guys how to get this up and running. But it's amazing to see what the MiSTer brings to the table. The gift that just keeps on giving. We have such amazing developers in the scene, and we have everyone just working together on it, right? Just chipping in their bit, helping one another. And you know, calls like this, the Atari Jaguar CD, is a testament to seriously what a great system the MiSTer is. Oh, by the way, look how beautiful the splash screen is on the Jaguar CD. The 1982 arcade game Naughty Boy. We featured this on the channel before and it was available, but it was a manual installation. Well, the good news is now it should be available via update tool. I haven't tested it because I put it on manually on the main MiSTer that I used some time ago. So if this is your jam, run update tool and just confirm for me in the comments that it is available. And the reason that I say it is available is, well, there's a few reasons. First of all, I had a look at this Reddit post from the MiSTer FPGA sub, where Black Reavers posted Naughty Boy arcade core released, and having a look at the GitHub, we can see that is part of the MiSTer development, which usually means that this game is available via update tool. A little bit before my time, but a friend of mine really likes this game and was like super chuffed when this came out. And this is what I love about the MiSTer. It has stuff for all of us, whether you want to play an old Jalico game from 1982 or you want to play something newer on like the SEGA STV. Choices, we have plenty. I always call it Taito. It's because I'm from the UK and sometimes we call potato Taito, but apparently it's pronounced Taito. And what we're talking about is we are talking about the Taito F2 core, something that core developer Wicker Wacker aka Martin Donlon is actively working on. And what's interesting is they've got a to-do list over on GitHub. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of stuff here and quite a few things are ticked, including MRA generation, sprite position issues, 260 DAR support, sprite buffer banking, sprite disable flag, and some others there. I'll let you read the rest. I don't want to bore you, but that's really interesting because if we look at the to-do list, the more boxes we see get ticked, the closer we are to a release. Does anybody have the time? It's tacky time. Let's have a look at the latest from Retro Remake, but in this section we're going to be focusing on the front end because let's face it, you can have the best personality in the world, but we all like a beautiful front end. Anyway, let's have a look. I'm alright. It's the inside that counts, right? So Tacky Udon here says, simple menu ported to MiSTer Pi. We'll still need to change the theme to the Superstation 1 console mode theme and implement launching games in course. So work in progress here, but I have to say it's looking good. I know a lot of you guys like this stuff. I generally have to say on the MiSTer, I'm happy not having a front end. And when I get into software emulation, I like the CoinOps mega bundles and stuff that they do. I think they're really nice. I like the front end stuff like Launchbox Big Box. So progress.exe, simple menu running on MiSTer Pi. It's a little jank right now, but it works. And there you go. See a menu, it's loading. And I think this is one of Tacky's favorite games because he always likes showing off Donkey Kong Country. Next up, Casual Geek Dave. Yeah, very casual name. He says, looks very compelling. Will you or whomever is developing the port be open sourcing this port of simple menu, perhaps as a fork of the original? And Tacky replies, this is being done by a Retro Remake engineer. Yes, it will be open source, which is nice, right? It means if you want to mess around and you want to add stuff to it, you can. And CRT support, if anyone was wondering, is this going to work on your CRT? And Tacky here says CRT support, the performance is great and this is very easy to use for younger kids. So I imagine Tacky's kids is testing that. So I guess I'm not the only one that gets their kids to test stuff out. The only thing is my kids really don't want to do it. I kind of have to force them to do it. Here we got here. So Tacky Udon here says, I have a lot more work to do, but this is currently running on hardware. Again, looking good. What's next over here? Okay, I finished most of the console mode menus. Improving speed is the next step. So here we go. We're seeing a bit of Spyro again. And let's have a look. Right, next one here. And Retro My Bits here says, dumb question. Will this be something that can work on regular MiSTer, or I need to purchase your version? Tacky replies, this software is open source. It can run on any MiSTer platform, because I know we see those questions where people are like, will it work on our MiSTer? Well, there you go. It will work. And whenever it's made available, I'll put it on one of my MiSTers and I'll check it out and we'll go through it so you can work out for yourself whether you want to add this to your MiSTer or not. I know it's definitely a very sought after feature on the MiSTer. People love, I think the two most things I hear about is, will it ever get retro achievements and will we ever get a front end? Well, the front end part looks like it's coming together. Retro achievements, I do like retro achievements actually. When I play stuff on my Steam Deck and it says, you know what, you're really good, you've got this achievement. But hey, you know, this is the MiSTer. And finally here, Tim Lawrence here, will there be any way to use Japanese naming conventions for consoles, such as Family Computer, Mark III, Mega Drive, Super Famicom? And Tacky here says yes. And well, Tim says awesome, that's one of my favorite words. And that's one of the things that I've done on my normal MiSTer. I found that you could go in and, because I hate like using Genesis as a word. I know a lot of you folks like it, you grew up with it. I like the Mega Drive. So I changed the naming convention to like European, so it kind of suits me a little bit better. But interesting seeing this stuff. It'll be nice to see when this is functional, when we can get this and when we can try this out. And I know it'll make many of you guys happy, whether you are a customer of a Tacky Udon product or not, or whether you're using a different version of the MiSTer. Well, don't these look pretty? I saw this post on the MiSTer FPGA subreddit and the title reads, well, these are cute Retro Remake NFC cards. So the NFC cards are out in the wild, and what's really interesting here is the main man himself. Wizzo here says, hey, we support these cards on the Zapiru Designer under Retro Remake PCB, and he's posted a link there. Make sure to select Vector on the download dialog. I just noticed a bug with the default raster option, but I've put in a fix that should be live soon, and likely that's been resolved because this post is from 4 days ago. And I have to say, I do like the NFC stuff. I like these small ones, they look cool. I know some of you guys want to get your hands on a MiSTer Pi because sometimes you try to order it and it was sold out. But Tacky Udon here mentions when the next batch will be available. So let's have a look at this tweet. The second half of MiSTer Pi Batch 3 will be available for around May 16th without a pre-order, PayPal included. Now, I know many of you guys want to pay via PayPal. I'll be honest with you, if PayPal is an option, I like paying via PayPal, but I know even that's great for the consumer, it's absolutely horrible for the seller because their fees are ridiculous. Taki continues by saying all of the boards include FPGA soldered SD-RAM, so we won't have any base units available. Instead, I will bring back the RAM bundle as the cheapest SKU for around $120. And for all my homeboys and homegirls in the USA, guys, $120, if you're paying 25% tariff on that, quick math, calculator, I think that's another $150 on top. That's $270, man. I mean, that's crazy, right? So hopefully, I hope there's by May the 16th or around the time these are out, I hope something a little better is out where you're not paying these hefty tariff charges on top. I mean, it's just horrible. Or maybe there's a way Taki can, I don't know, get it to another country and then shipping goes from there, which will increase the cost a little bit, but not by like 125%. Either way, I do really hope that for the USA consumer, things do get better. The MiSTer Multi-System 2. It's something I've been following on the channel for some time, and guess what, guys? Prices have been revealed, and it's available to pre-order to the general public on the 6th of May, which is Tuesday. Filming and putting this video out on a Saturday, so just a few days time if you want to get this for yourself. Now, I was really surprised with the pricing. I was expecting it to be a lot higher, but what's really good is with the arrival of MiSTer Pi, the QM Tech clone, I guess even to some extent like the Tang alternatives that are out there, generally cheaper items for the consumer has caused competition in the market, which is always good for the consumer. So I feel like these prices are really good. It's a custom made board designed and built in the UK, and it's made to go into that case over there. So I've got a dedicated video on this if you do want to check it out. But what's really interesting here is the pricing. You can see dollars and euros up on your screen, so I'm only going to speak in pounds. So in the UK, if you want to buy the higher tier version, the Multi-System 2, which has an analog and a digital output, so you can play it on your CRT and you can connect it to a HDMI display simultaneously. Or if you're like me, you can play on a CRT, output it to a capture card, and let you guys watch my streams and videos. So that's £210. Now, all prices here are excluding local taxes. So in the UK, add 20% to the prices. In the USA, it's 10%. From what I understand, because I did ask Herber how much are the tariffs to the USA from the UK, and they said at the moment it's 10%. So effectively, you might actually get this cheaper in the USA than the UK folk. The other version, if you're not interested in an analog output and you only want to use it via HDMI, that version is cheaper. That price is £170. So you can pre-order now. It will start shipping in August 2025 and in a pre-order number priority sequence. So you order it, if you're number one, you're likely the first one to get a notification saying your item has shipped. Shipping costs are very reasonable as well. Like in the UK, for me to get it, it's like £5.40. That's pretty cool. And to the USA, it's £16.50. So maybe this is something you guys want to check out. And yeah, if you want more info on it, check out my video or check out like the Multi-System's own video in this where they talk about the features. They have a look at it. But yeah, it's nice to see more FPGA or more MiSTer FPGA variants come out onto the market. A new computer core for the MiSTer FPGA, and you know what? I know nothing of this core, man, but it's the ABC80 computer core. Is it ABC80? I'm not sure how you've called it. I'd say I've heard it both ways, but honestly, I haven't heard it either way. So from Jason A over here, I have ported the Luxor ABC80 core to MiSTer. Please help test BAS, BAC, and DSK loading, and whatever that is, disk loading, etc. So options are in the OSD in various places. I will tidy up in a short while. you will need to find the boot.rom online, as it is probably copyrighted. Place the boot.rom in games ABC80. Now, again, if you're interested in this, and I kind of went over to Wikipedia, and the thing that kind of stood out to me, let me see if I can find it on here. In addition to widespread use in schools, sorry, I hate when it does that. In addition to widespread use in schools. So guys, we had like, I don't remember what we had in school. I think we had like a BBC something, and there weren't any games on there, man. It was this game on there where you played snooker, and it was there to teach you angles. So I guess there was some learning in there. So interesting stuff. Again, the reason that I love the MiSTer, it's just something for everybody, right? It's just so many different machines and computers, consoles out for it, and there's gonna be someone out there that was probably waiting for this core and was like, man, I really wish the MiSTer had the ABC80 core. Well, guess what, buddy? Your dream of playing the ABC80 and reliving your glorious school days has come true. And while talking about how much I love what the MiSTer gives us, well, here we have something of interest here, the GX4000 by Amstrad. A core is being worked on by Jason A as well, the developer that was actually working on the ABC80. So yeah, they're bringing new stuff to the table. Now, I actually had a GX4000. It's really weird because I can only remember playing on a black and white TV. And honestly, I think there was a game on there like called Burning Rubber or High Octane or something. That's all I remember of it. All I remember was I didn't really like it that much. And I think there wasn't that much support for it. But having a look at the wiki page, the GX4000 is a short-lived video game console from Amstrad, which shipped in Europe in 1990. The console is based on an upgraded version of the Amstrad CPC technology and is compatible with the majority of CPC Plus software. The GX4000 shipped with 2 gamepads and the game Burning Rubber. That's the game, and I'm pretty sure it had like a cartridge that stuck on top. Again, this is just freaking amazing, man. We're getting all this stuff on there, and I feel like it's just becoming more and more complete. So for all the GX4000 fans, just like the ABC80 fans, if this was your dream, it looks like it's gonna become a reality. Very interesting here from P-Gate 1. So I know P-Gate 1 for their PlayStation 1 code that they released for the Analogue Pocket, and it was something, it was very, very good to mess around with. It ran at like 15-20 frames a second. Only a few games could work. You really had to like chop and change the ROM file in order to get it up and working, but it was fun to see nonetheless. They haven't worked on that for some time, but they have been messing around with a lot of the Tang consoles, and over here you can see SNES on FPGA featuring Tang console implemented. With the Tang Nano 20K, there was no sound because the sound DSP was not included, but this has 138K, so if you ask whether it's possible to implement the entire Super Nintendo, it is a no-brainer. LUT usage rate is 19%. At first the operation was unstable, but it became stable after I applied input-output delay constraints. Now we'll have a look at the GitHub. By the way, this one over here, they might be running it on a 60K. I'm sure they've got multiples of the Tang because they like messing around with different FPGAs. So but yeah, going over to the GitHub, you can see they've got SNES on FPGA, and they've got it on different devices out there, including Pocket and Tang console. Whether there's a way to get these on your devices yet, I'm not exactly sure, but it's interesting to see you know, other developers working on the Tang series of FPGAs. Okay, calling out the Tang gang, you know who you are. So Nansa Mario, who's ported over a number of cores, and the number just keeps growing for the Tang family of FPGAs. This time they're working on the PCXT, and I've gone through a series of tweets. This one was on the 27th where they're saying they're working on there. Then let's move over. So they're still working on it on May the 2nd, which was yesterday. And as I'm kind of going through this video, let's have a look. I want to see what game runs. Okay, a space invadery type of game. Let's now have a look at this one here, because this one here is what it's saying it's actually released. So just released Tang Core 0.9 for the Tang console. This as the first computer core, yeah, because all the other cores are console cores. So congratulations Tang, Saipe, and Nansa Mario. PCXT to the list of console core. Okay, so we have the list of console cores and now a computer core. So we already have NES, SNES, GBA, Genesis, Mega Drive, and Sega Master System. Now we also have the PCXT. Also added onboard SD card support for the upcoming version 1.1 boards. Improved 138K stability. Get it. Let me know if you want to kind of see this system. I'm not exactly sure of this. I'm not familiar with it, but what I'll likely do is I do have a Tang 138K. I think I'll need to just add it on there with the library, so if we're doing like a live stream or a video, we can have a look at this system. But yeah, Nanta Mario, thank you. You know, you're putting over a lot, so much appreciated. And I think the final one here, where they're kind of saying for people interested in the source code, the new PCXT core is here, and there you go. You can have a look at the source code if you want. Difference from PCXT MiSTer, a CGA color frame buffer, a USD RAM controller. The original one is messy, and a very later simulator. Well, wow, this definitely grabbed everyone's attention. Kind of reminds me of Star Fox a bit, maybe just a little. But a tweet here from Matt Sefton, Neon Hawk, work in progress for Vectrex by Finnish maestro Mikko Hovinen. Okay, butchered it, definitely. Games that they've made: The Reap, Border Zone, Max Payne 2, Alan Wake, and Quantum Breaks. And guys, this just looks amazing, man. Something about Vectrex, it just looks superb. Since covering like FPGA gaming news and like random and retro gaming news, and well, the random and retro section is generally stuff that I find cool, either with retro gaming or new gaming, that we all like. And one of the most talented people I've come across, and they've done FPGA work like making a handheld MiSTer and other stuff as well. But this person here, TZMWX, and they've released this item here, the WUXI, which is a switcher for your Sega Saturn. It switches between an optical drive emulator and the actual optical drive. So like it says over here, Sega Saturn WUXI has started to be uploaded to GitHub for open source and will be completed soon. And no doubt it's completed already, because that was on May the 1st and we are on May the 3rd. So 2 days passed since this post. And yeah, I mean, you can grab it, use it for yourself. And it does say here, do not modify the PCB and text logo for commercial use. Again, super interesting, just really amazing work that this guy does. Very talented individual. And whenever he puts out a new post or a new project, I just have to look at it because, wow, man, this guy is just talented. While browsing X, I came across this post from David Shadoff, and when David Shadoff says important please read, then I'm going to check that out and give that a read. So he's quote tweeted a time extension post which leads to this article over here, and the headline for that: we might be about to lose a powerful force in the world of video game preservation. Right, let's go down a little bit, and this is, I'm not going to go through the whole article, but let's have a look. So the GPS has successfully preserved thousands of Japanese games, including many floppy disks, which have a finite lifespan, right? So having a look at that, what does the GPS stand for? Well, it's the Games Preservation Society. So the Japanese Game Preservation Society. Honorary members of the club include Tomohiro Nishikado. Really wanted to get that right, bad with name. That's the creator of Space Invaders, including a legend, Yuzo Koshiro, man, the guy from Streets of Rage, the guy that's working on Earthian, which I'm so looking forward to, Yushio Kia, Dragon Slayer, Sorcian, and like others out there. So give this a read. It's an interesting article, and you know, I'm a strong believer in preservation because we don't want to lose these games of the past. Doing FPGA gaming, playing stuff on the MiSTer has introduced me to a massive library of games and content that I never experienced in my life, and it is so much fun. So preservation is important, guys. Well, this looks super cool, and we like featuring cool stuff on this channel, so I saw this and I was like, wow, what a good way to play pinball on your Nintendo Switch. So Salad Bar M over here says arcade pinball X digital pinball cabinet for Nintendo Switch setup complete. After all, pinball is limited to this position. I'm not sure if files are available, so you can make this for yourself. I will leave a link to this tweet, and you know, if there's any information on this coming out, if you want to make it for yourself, maybe you'll find stuff in the future. But for now, I just wanted to show this off on the channel because it looks awesome. And interesting here because I really do like the recompilations that we have. Star Fox 64, oh my gosh, it's the best way of playing the game. I prefer playing the recomp than the actual N64 version, and the same goes for like Perfect Dark, and I'm really looking forward to GoldenEye when that comes to be as well. So a tweet here from Recollect 64, this is exciting to see, hopefully soon because Nintendo don't. And that's Diddy Kong Racing. So we used to play a lot of Mario Kart. We did play a little bit of Diddy Kong Racing. If you think about it this way, Diddy Kong has a better one-player mode, and I think Mario Kart has a better multiplayer mode. But again, it's subjective. It's what you like. But the decomp progress, over 80% done. So hopefully we'll get like a native PC port of Diddy Kong Racing, and I definitely look forward to that. Moving over from Diddy Kong Racing, the recomp that's currently a work in progress, to another work in progress, and this time it's Metroid 64, project by Luto Akino, and this here was shared on the 29th of April, just a few days ago. So I was like, what, are we getting another recomp? And Collect 64 answered, it's a fan game, made in Unity, not for N64 yet, it's flipping impressive, and it really is. So Metroid missed the Nintendo 64 generation. We had it for NES, we had it for SNES, not for N64, then GameCube. We even had some Wii games, the 3DS, even the Switch. I don't know if the Wii U had its own Metroid game that wasn't like a rebrand or something. Again, looks interesting. It looks very N64. So again, welcome stuff like this, and it'll be interesting to see this in action. Altered Beast 2. Now, I have known about this for some time. It's something that's a work in progress, and it's coming out for the Sega Mega Drive. Big thank you out to Evilsoft for actually tagging me and bringing this to my attention. So, the wait is over. Here is some gameplay of Altered Beast 2 for Sega Genesis alpha version. There's still some glitches and optimizations to be done, but let's have a look at it over here. So guys, again, looks really interesting, and yeah, it looks closer to the Mega Drive version than it does like to the arcade one, but this is super nice. In particular, I kind of like there's a boss fight. You get to a kind of, yeah, right, here we go. Was there a transformation there? What's going on? Here you go. You've transformed into some kind of tiger thing. Again, looks superb. I want to get to that boss. I think the boss is, there you go. Look at that, man. Looking really good. So something to look forward to in the future when this is released. I mean, look at that. It looks good, and it looks like this will end up being like a good sequel to the Mega Drive version of the original Altered Beast. This game here, Frontier Force, took the retro scene by storm, and for good reason. It's fun, it's super addictive, and it's just a great game for the Sega Master System. Well, the good news is, a lot of you guys were like, I really wish we can get a physical version of this. Well, there's a physical version that's available for pre-order, and it's at €50, and whatever your local equivalent is. I know in pounds it will be lower, in dollars it will be a little bit higher than the number 50. And pre-order expected shipping time is between July and September. Not for me, but I know there's a lot of like Pokemon lovers out there, right? So ZW Energy, or is it Zo Energy? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's ZW Energy. Have a look at this tweet. I put the files and instructions for my RP2040 based flashcards for the Pokemon Mini handheld onto GitHub. No compilation is required. A ROM can be patched in via an online tool. Material cost should be well below the $10 per piece. Project is here. Let's click on that link and have a look at it. So if you want to build your own Pokemon Mini thing, then maybe take a look and build one for yourself. I may do a separate video on this if I get a chance, but wow, doesn't this look good? So Sega versus Capcom, I think previously we had a look at the demo and it was Sonic and Mega Man, if I'm not mistaken, but now we've got Batsu from Rival Schools, we've got Axel Stone from Streets of Rage. This just looks really good. From what I remember playing it last time, it felt really good, and no doubt this is going to be cool as well. Now there is a download link in this demo. See, here you go, right here, play now, download here. There's a Google Drive link, and there you go, you got second Mega one as well, because we all know if something's popular on Google Drive, it says this has reached a capacity. So if you want to test this out, play it for yourself, play it with the link in the description, and absolutely great work. I love seeing this stuff. So guys, that was it for this week. I certainly hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any feedback, any comments, any questions, suggestions, leave them down below. Be super duper awesome to one another, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, then a subscription and like is always super duper appreciated. Anyway, this is Pixel Cherry Ninja out.